Yo, what's going on YouTube? Welcome to the vlog. Been a little while, but we're back in business. I'm at the gym. It's about 20 to 10. Ewan's just walked in, who I'm training with, and I'm getting in my first session of the day. Just been through like all the kind of checks you have to do. So you have to sign in on this app to book in so they can trace everyone. You get temperature checked when you walk in. You have to use hand sanitizer, and as well, got this little spray bottle to kind of clean up after yourself and make sure everyone stays safe. Everything looking very good, very clean. Got the cage, got the ring, got some of these new logos going on. Ewan, show me the tattoos, mate. I've come over to view your tattoos on YouTube.
Plus 10 jab power on that one, obviously.
Plus 10. So what we got? We got the skull. This has already been here. That's new. That's pretty cool, actually. What's that? Is that lilac?
Don't fucking know. And that's still healing.
Boom. So he's basically going for the Conor McGregor left arm. My warm up is going to be, I'll show you, in the bag room, which has got a load of these new ringside bags, which are actually sick. These are like, honestly, such nice bags to hit. I'm going to do 5 minutes on this Airdyne bike for a little warm up. I'm going to show you guys some of the boxing, shadow boxing bits I've been working on. Then I'll probably do a little bit, haven't got a name for him, but a little bit on my friend here, just a bit of ground and pound and stuff, just as part of the warm up. Then I'm gonna hit pads anyway, so leave the video a like, let's get going. Let's see it. Proper use of the crash mat.
Gymnast.
Gymnast.
Listen, got me feeling that same. Me and my bro, we gon' take risks. I'm not the one paying. Belong to the streets. Belong to the streets and it's paid. Listen, you won't have time for a hatchback.
What the fuck? He's got speed for it. I got so scared. I was like, please don't kill me. I feel like I'll be sick.
It works, the thing works.
Whoa.
You gotta mix it up on them, yeah? Feet of steel, kick to the elbow, a new technique.
Never met me, you probably never seen me again. But I don't do the niggas slim. I got white on my head, so
You know that joke with the mark where he just stands there and he's... That was good, that faked me out, that was good. Okay guys, so back at the house now after having a good training session with Ewan, first one of the day out of the way, and I thought I'd just show you the kind of new and improved home gym setup. So I kind of showed this before, but obviously it's been a while since I've done a video and there's been a few updates that I've been using since the whole lockdown thing's been going on. So it's slightly messy at the moment, but this is all Finn's equipment. He kindly lets me use it. Finn's my cousin, for anyone that doesn't know. Since kind of last time, obviously we had the bench and stuff before, but now he's got like a proper bar, if that focuses. It's got all this kind of heavy duty puzzle matting. Sorry, I said muzzle there, my bad. He's bought these squat rack type things, which are kind of useful. So they go up and down there. I think he uses them for like shoulder press and stuff too. Got the kettlebells and everything. And then he's bought a load of these bands. He's got some other type of bands here too. You've got a variety. And then if you want, putting these hooks in the wall, so can do like some different types of exercises with those. And then if I just pop outside, this is basically the main area outside I use if I want to shadow box or do skipping or anything. So it's like a little patio area. Been managing to keep in pretty good shape. Like early on in the lockdown, I was like 85, 86 kilograms, kind of more like my natural weight because I was only working out like 45 minutes to an hour, more physical stuff. I kind of rotated through really what I was doing. So I'd alternate at the beginning. I'd train like 6, sometimes 7 days a week. I'd do like running one day and then I'd do weights the next, pretty much for the most part. And then I kind of had to switch it up. Also did a bit of shadow boxing, but I had to switch it up really because I injured my kind of glute slash hip area around here from, I think, just running too much, like hills and stuff. So I had to kind of bin off running, and then I couldn't do as many like weighted leg exercises either. So I got into skipping, a lot of shadow boxing, and more body weight stuff. And I was also trying to mix in some bike rides too, just to keep things interesting, you know. But that was kind of like the first 2 months of lockdown. And then June and July, I've been working, so contracted for 40 hours a week, which is 4 days. They're kind of long days really. Like I have to get up at like 6:10 in the morning and then I'm back at like 6:30. The first couple of weeks I did 4 days, and then to be honest, quite a lot of the time you get an option, you can take like a day off. So a lot of the time I just work 3 days, so 30 hours a week, which is fine. And then I'd train on my days off, so you pretty much do my own thing. And then on the days when I was working, I was just doing like physio hip exercises. But like my neck's all sorted, my shoulder's good, my shoulder's proper juicy, and yeah, my hip slash glute area, which obviously was a new lockdown issue, is pretty much sorted now. So everything spot on. My weight's been flying off recently as well. This is my current physique, which is lighter than I was at lockdown. Today was actually my lightest one. My scale said I was 81.5, but I always add on about half a kilo to that. So I'm gonna say I'm about 82 kg at the moment. And yeah, I'll let you guys probably know more about like job situation and stuff in the future. I think what I'm going to be doing now the gyms are open and I'm kind of getting back into training is I'm probably going to be working more like part-time, but I'm kind of still in the process of sorting it all out. I'll put it in a future video anyway, keep you guys up to date. Also, what are we saying about these glasses? So they're blue light, like as you guys probably know if you've watched my channel. So I play video games, I watch a lot of YouTube, I watch a lot of like martial arts technique and stuff. So when I'm not training and working, I spend a lot of time on screen. Sometimes I get like a headache. I'd kind of heard about these blue light glasses. I think it's meant to reduce like eye strain. So yeah, that's been a good little addition recently that I've been using as well. Also guys, I thought I'd just show you some of the physio exercises I've been doing. So as well as like working on my hip and my glute, I did like kind of an overall like assessment, just to like work on other like slightly weaker areas. Forgive me, I'm just reading off these little like sheets we get sent. One is basically a hamstring stretch. Kind of just keep going down because I've always had really tight hamstrings. hamstrings. The next one is like a side bridge with hip abduction. The next one, which basically my balance apparently sucks for this, like it's weird, if someone has like a single leg on me or something, my balance is pretty good. In like more static positions, it's obviously not that great, but I've been trying to work on these single leg deadlifts with a very like light kettlebell. When I was doing it, you're meant to end up with your body like straight, like your leg and your torso forward. And then when you get down to the bottom with the kettlebell, if you're really struggling, you can push your knee forward a little bit to compensate, and then you bring your knee through at the end. And then the last thing I thought I'd show is this hip flexion exercise, which is another basically hip builder. All pretty interesting, just trying to work on being like the best possible athlete I can be, and really make sure like my body's 100% going into like this new, I guess you call it like a season or something in the words of Conor McGregor, because the MMA is normally like a year-round thing, but with the whole pandemic situation, everything's always changing, and it's been like basically a big off season. Like I have been training a lot, but it's not the same as doing like all the skill work. Right peeps, so time is now 20 to 1 and I'm gonna have lunch. I'll show you what I'm having. Recently I've been having more big meals and snacking a little bit less. So here's kind of my standard lunch at the moment. Just gone for some turkey bacon sandwiches, which are on wholemeal bread, about 5 turkey bacon rashers in there. We've got the brown sauce. Are you a red sauce or a brown sauce guy? I like to vary it up. And then we got the side salad, which is just spinach, cucumber and orange pepper today. Mix up the peppers, and then this, I can't remember if I've shown this before, absolutely bangs, but it's quite high in calories, so don't have too much. And then the dessert is going to be just an apple and some of these red seedless grapes. So it's a little bit after lunch, I'm not gonna lie, I did have to force feed myself a little bit at the end there, but got the food down, and I thought I'd just talk briefly about something I'd been reflecting on over the lockdown. So today we're going to talk about the hardest things to deal with whilst pursuing a MMA career, and I thought I'd break this down into kind of 5 main categories. I should say as well, these are in no particular order, and this is just from my experience. I'd be interested to hear if any of you guys have got any different thoughts. The first one, which is a big one, is balancing time and money. This is like a constant juggling act, basically trying to get jobs that fit around training and won't get in the way of fighting, and trying to make sure like you have enough money to kind of do everything you want to do, but you're still able to train as much as possible. The second point is going to be weight cutting. I don't really cut a lot of weight, but even cutting a small amount of weight that I do is not an enjoyable process. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but it definitely doesn't make life easy. Like I prefer to try and lose more weight naturally in the build up to a fight, and just try and stay on top of my weight all year round for the most part. But I mean, not really too much has to be said. Weight cutting just sucks in general, but is a kind of semi-necessary part of the sport as it's currently structured. Number 3 is going to be injuries. I would say these arguably the most mentally taxing aspect of the sport. Like I've never had any crippling or like catastrophic injuries, but obviously I've had my fair share of injuries, and mentally like pretty much been the hardest thing for me. They can be a tough time, but it's how you work around it. Number 4 is going to be dealing with uncertainty in general. I mean, this can go across to any aspect of life really, but like there's so much uncertainty in the sport. Everything's always kind of moving around basically, and I think it's very easy kind of get stuck overthinking just anything in general. And what I found can kind of help with this is just kind of accepting your day-to-day life as it is, rather than trying to get too far ahead of yourself. The final point I'm going to mention is the difficulty in learning multiple sports without developing any deficiencies in any particular one, as basically just requires a lot of time to go through things thoroughly. And then once you've kind of learned all the sports whilst doing MMA, you then also got to be good at integrating them all, which I guess just kind of happens naturally along the way whilst you're training like specifically MMA. But sometimes I do think you see guys who maybe have less experience in MMA, but they've come in from a specialised background, and even though their overall skill set might not be as high in MMA, because like if it's a video game, their stats are so out of whack on one particular skill, if they can just guide fights and stuff to that particular area, they can just blow people out of the water, like striking, grappling, whatever their niche is. And I think the next deeper layer going into this is also how to manage the structure of your training / learning process, just more about sport as a whole and periodization and stuff like that. So if you're interested in anything like that, recently, I haven't finished it yet, but I've been listening to this podcast by Lachlan Giles, who's a grappler, if you're not aware of him. talking to kind of an athletic development coach. I'm not sure what his official title is called. I believe his name's Ben Crick. That's on YouTube, so I'd recommend checking that out. But anyway, guys, I'm now gonna chill out for the rest of the afternoon. I'm debating a nap. It's funny because I haven't been training much twice a day recently. So I've like, the last few months, I've just got out of the habit of napping completely, like haven't needed them at all. But as soon as I've got back into training more thoroughly 2 times a day, it's a lot more tempting to have a nap. So I'm going to see how that goes. But anyway, I will see you guys at the next meal. So the time is now 5:10. Time for the next meal. Not really hungry yet, but we're going to get it done. So got the side salad, which is just baby leaf salad and cherry vine tomatoes. Same salad dressing as before. Balsamic vinegar, and then we've got the come in clutch meal, the bodybuilding meal, the classic. Pretty bland, pretty boring, but very convenient. So it's just chicken and rice, and the rice is long grain white rice, just straight out of the microwave because I'm a lazy guy. With that, can I have some Himalayan pink salt and then some of this ketchup too. And here's a nice easy dessert. So I've got about an hour until I have to head off to the gym. Class starts at 7 tonight. I'm gonna be doing gi, jiu-jitsu, and then MMA. So I'll see you there.
I'm gonna control his elbow. The way I do this for jiu-jitsu, I always keep my elbow over the shoulder until I'm ready to throw. So I hold the elbow, and I keep my elbow over the shoulder, because if he was to shoot a double leg on me, I can block him. If he wanted to body lock me, I can block him. So we're gonna go for 10. I lift the leg up, I go here. Okay guys, so we're gonna work a really high percentage takedown for BJJ. I'm gonna work when the guy's got collar and sleeve grip on you. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna look to break the side where he's got the sleeve grip. So I'm gonna grip the sleeve, and I'm gonna punch down like this and across. And I'm gonna pass it over to my other hand. So I'm gonna pass over, and I'm gonna reach into his lat muscle here like this. From here, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna look to place my foot on the inside, and I'm gonna sit. From here, if he stays turned over like this, I've got options to attack his back. If he turns into me, I've got side control here. And I want to kill his posture here, like this. I want to keep him down and bent over. Now this is a lot easier to do in BJJ than judo, because a lot of the guys, they come out really low like this. It's already low for me to reach over. So I come in, I'm going to kick, and I sit through like this. As soon as I've done this, what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull myself up, and I'm going to punch this arm through. And I'm going to grab the back of his collar, keeping my weight on him. The next hand's going to reach all the way through, thumb inside, and I drop my elbow to the mat. And I've got an immediate submission attack. I take my grip, punch it, pass it through, and I reach over the top. Kick myself in. Turn in. This arm, I pull myself up, and I punch this arm where I'm holding the wrist under his armpit. Grab the back of the lapel, thumb goes inside nice and deep. I walk round so my legs in line with his head, and I drop my hip. I start going for my paper cutter choke. Maybe Mo's got his chin down or he can't get it in tight. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to switch my guard back. So I'm already over the top of his shoulder. I'm going to pinch, I'm going to reach through, I'm going to grab his belt, and I'm going to come back to this control here like this. Where I'm controlling the belt, and I'm controlling his head. I'm controlling his head with my ribs. Yeah? If my ribs come off his head, he can turn. Yeah? If my ribs are on his head, he can't turn. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to my kimura. So I'm going to punch my hand through this way, and I'm going to get him nice and deep underneath his arm, like this. I'm going to come up on my toes, so I place my hand down, come up on my toes, and I keep my chest on top of his arm like this. From here, I'm going to look to place my knee over the top of his armpit here, like this, and I'm going to bring this up to my chest. Now you've got 2 choices of how you want to finish. If you feel comfortable finishing and rotating here, you can finish here, but I much prefer to put my elbow over the top and finish side on like this. I feel like I get more braking power.
Okay people, so back now from the gym. The time is just past 10 o'clock. We started at 7, finished at 9:30, and then I stayed on for like 15 minutes, like getting some tips from some of the guys. So I think this morning was about 1 hour 20 training time, 2.5 hours this evening, so that's just shy of 4 hours, so it's good, like building back up. Got in some really good sessions tonight. Like I just showed the gi technique, but then after that got a few good rolls in. I thought that gi technique that I showed was some pretty cool little sequences by Ray, and then he took the MMA class too, and we actually did some really cool MMA scrambling. And then there's cage wrestling on Monday, helping the guys get ready like Shark Tank. And yeah, I think Monday is probably my favorite MMA session. Like some really good bodies in, and I like the structure of it, so really good night on the whole. And now I'm back. All I want to do, chill out, smash this water. I'm so thirsty. I only took a 500 milliliter water with me, so I'm so thirsty now, and then chill out and get a good night's sleep and recover for tomorrow. Leave any like comments or anything. Obviously feedback's always great. I want to enjoy the videos that I make. I want you guys to enjoy watching them. Yeah, comments are kind of the best way. Obviously likes are great too, appreciate that, but if people are just like viewing the videos, I'm like, are they clicking off quickly? Are they not enjoying it? Like, it's hard to tell, you know, so any feedback is always appreciated. That's going to wrap up today. Hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.